Welcome back to the Gold IRA Blueprint podcast. We're here to uh, help you guys figure out this whole retirement thing. Today, we're going deep on gold IRAs,
Yeah.
what they are, all that good stuff, and how they can fit into your retirement.
We'll also be looking at how those big institutions, the central banks, how they can actually influence the price of gold,
Oh yeah,
which can directly impact your savings.
especially now. Everybody's worried about prices going up
Right.
and market being a little crazy,
Volatility.
volatile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of choppy waters, we're going to be talking about Jane,
Okay.
a retiree who used a gold IRA to protect her savings.
Smart.
But first, if you need help choosing a good gold IRA company,
Right.
you know what to do.
I think so.
Head over to goldirablueprint.com/exclusive.
There you go.
We got a free checklist for you.
Yeah. Break it all down. All those
Sure.
important factors.
Absolutely. So retirement planning, it's not, what it used to be.
Yeah. It's tricky these days.
We're all dealing with rising costs,
Yep.
crazy markets,
A lot of uncertainty.
a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah.
That's why diversification is so important.
I think, yeah, it's the cornerstone. If you want to have a portfolio that's going to last,
Resilience.
you got to spread that risk around.
Makes a lot of sense. So how do gold IRAs,
Yeah, how do they fit in?
how do they fit in with all this? What makes them different from stocks and bonds?
Right. So with stocks and bonds, you're basically owning part of a company or debt.
Right.
A gold IRA, you actually hold physical gold.
So you own the thing.
You own it, yeah. It's not just a piece of paper.
So like if the market, tanks, my gold's still there.
It's there, safe and sound.
Safe.
It's tangible. You can hold it.
Right.
And that gives a lot of people a sense of security.
Okay. We've got the tangibility. What else? What are some other reasons why someone might go with a gold IRA?
Well, gold has a history of being good against inflation.
Okay.
When the dollar gets weaker, prices go up. But gold kind of holds steady.
It's like an anchor.
Yeah, good analogy. Helps stabilize things when everything else is going crazy.
Prices going up and up.
Right.
Now I know gold prices, they're not always the same.
They fluctuate, yeah.
But over time.
Over the long term, gold's consistently done better than inflation.
Okay.
And that's what's important when you're thinking about retirement.
Right. The long game.
Long game, not short-term stuff.
Not short term.
Exactly. And gold has, global demand. People all over the world,
Yeah.
central banks, investors, they all want gold.
Okay.
So it's inherently valuable.
I mean, if everyone wants it,
Exactly.
that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, how does a gold IRA work?
Right.
What are the steps?
It's easier than you might think. First thing, you set up a self-directed IRA.
Okay.
This lets you control your investments,
So,
put in things like gold.
so I get to choose what I invest in.
You got the wheel.
It's not your typical,
The-
you work with a custodian who knows about precious metals.
Right.
They'll help you set it up, fund it, and buy the gold.
They guide you through it, the whole thing.
So the custodian's like
Your guide.
your guide.
Yep.
Makes sense. And you got to find a good custodian,
Right.
someone you can trust.
Transparency, security, track record, all of that.
So we buy the gold. Where do we keep it?
It goes in a secure depository.
Okay.
It's IRS approved.
Okay.
So it's designed for this.
Safe.
Safeguarding your metals,
Peace of mind.
built right in.
All right. This is starting to make some sense to me.
Good, good.
Now this is the part I'm really interested in.
Okay.
The central banks, how they can change the gold prices.
Right.
It's a little mysterious.
Yeah, they do play a big role, though, in the whole global market, including gold. And once you kind of understand what they're doing,
Right.
it gives you some insight how prices might move.
Like behind the curtain.
Yeah, exactly. You get to see the strings.
See how it all works.
One of the biggest ways they do it is through interest rates.
Okay.
When central banks lower those rates, gold starts looking better to investors.
Interesting. So does gold pay you interest, like
No.
like a bank account or something?
No, it doesn't. No interest income.
Okay.
So when rates are low, holding gold, it becomes more appealing
Okay.
because you're not missing out on that potential interest from other things.
So it's all relative, right?
It's all relative, like a seesaw. Rates go down, gold goes up.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What other ways can they change the price of gold?
They're gold reserves. They hold a lot of it.
Oh, wow.
And if they decide to buy or sell,
Right.
it directly impacts supply and demand.
So if, a big central bank,
Right.
like the Federal Reserve, they suddenly want a lot more gold,
Right.
That's a sign.
It sends a signal. It's like they're saying, hey, gold's valuable,
Right.
and demand goes up, prices go up.
Right.
If they start selling it off, supply goes up,
Right.
prices could go down.
Like a big auction.
Yeah, kind of.
And
Yeah.
the central banks are like, they're setting the price.
They have a big influence. What they do, it ripples throughout the market. And then there's also currency policies.
Okay.
So when a country's currency gets weaker, gold starts looking good,
Okay, yeah.
especially for investors who want a safe haven.
So if the dollar is,
Losing value.
losing value,
Then they might turn to gold
okay,
because it's more stable.
they want to protect their money.
They want to hold on to what they have.
Right.
So weaker dollar, demand for gold goes up, prices go up.
It's amazing how, all this is connected.
It is. It all ties together.
So you said earlier, we'd talk about Jane.
Yeah. Real life example, how a gold IRA can help retirees.
Right.
We'll get to her story soon. But first, let's bust some myths
Okay.
about gold IRAs. I'm sure our listeners have heard a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, it's time to set the record straight.
All right. Okay.
Sounds good.
Let's do it. One thing people get wrong is they think setting up a gold IRA is like super complicated.
I've heard that. Is it true?
Not really. If you've got the right custodian, it's pretty straightforward. They walk you through it, setting up the account, putting money in, buying the gold.
So it's more about like finding the right person to help you.
Exactly. Another thing people worry about is how much the price of gold can change.
Yeah, makes sense.
They think it's like too risky for the long term.
Okay, yeah. What do you say to that?
Well, yeah, it's true. Gold prices go up and down like
Yeah.
anything else you invest in, but gotta think long term.
Right, right.
Historically, gold's held its value pretty well, especially compared to inflation.
So it's not about, getting rich quick.
Right, yeah.
It's about protection.
It's about having something stable in your portfolio, something that can protect you when the economy takes a hit. Remember how we talked about central banks affecting gold prices?
Yeah.
Well, back in the late 90s,
Oh.
the Bank of England, they decided to sell off a bunch of their gold.
Okay, what happened then?
Well, it flooded the market. Too much gold all at once. Prices dipped.
Oh, wow.
Just goes to show, central banks, they can really move the needle.
It's like they have this power.
Yeah, they can really push the market around. Now, another thing people are concerned about, scams.
Oh, yeah.
Sadly, there's always someone trying to take advantage. Gold IRAs, they're no different.
So how can people protect themselves? How do they know they're getting a real gold IRA company?
Transparency, that's the biggest thing.
Okay.
Look for a provider that's clear about their fees, how they store your gold, their whole process.
No hidden stuff.
Exactly, no surprises. And also, check their reputation. Look them up, read reviews, see how long they've been doing this.
So like, do your homework.
Yeah, just like any other financial decision, due diligence, it's essential. And speaking of helpful resources, don't forget we have that free checklist on our website.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a ton of tips to help you pick the right gold IRA company.
Awesome. GoldIRABlueprint.com/exclusive.
That's the one.
Okay, so earlier we were talking about gold as a safe haven.
Right.
Can you expand on that a little? What makes gold so attractive when things are uncertain?
Throughout history, gold's been seen as this solid store of value. It's something real, something that holds its worth, especially when people start losing faith in the regular financial system.
That's why when there's political stuff happening.
Exactly.
Or the economy's not doing great.
Yeah.
Gold prices tend to go up.
People want stability. They want something that will hold onto their wealth. Remember 2008? Stock market crashed. Everyone went running to gold.
Yeah.
Drove the price way up.
It's like a life raft.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Helps people stay afloat when the seas get rough. So let's talk about Jane now. You mentioned her earlier. How did a gold IRA actually help her with her retirement plan?
So Jane, she was really good about saving for retirement, but she was worried about inflation
Yeah.
eating away at her savings.
I think a lot of people worry about that, especially now.
For sure. Everything's getting more expensive.
Yeah.
So we talked about how gold can be a hedge against inflation, how it could add some protection to her portfolio. So she decided to put some of her retirement savings into a gold IRA.
Okay. And how did that work out for her?
She's thrilled.
Good.
Yeah. While other parts of her portfolio were up and down, her gold investments, they stayed strong, gave her peace of mind, helped make up for any potential losses. So it's like a ballast, right?
Hmm.
Keeps her retirement plan steady.
Exactly. That's the power of diversification.
Mhm.
And it shows why gold can be such a valuable part of a retirement plan.
It's a good story.
It is. And it's not just her. We're seeing more and more people, even central banks, getting back into gold. It's like gold is making a comeback.
Yeah, it's kind of hot right now.
It is. And I think it's, people are realizing that the old ways of investing, they might not cut it anymore.
Things are different now.
Yeah, more complex.
People want something safe.
They want to protect what they've earned. And gold, it's been a store of value for like ever.
Right.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, and we know gold, it doesn't always move the same way as the stock market.
Right.
So when the market's down,
Gold can actually be a buffer.
okay.
It can stabilize things, even go up in value when everything else is going down.
So it's like a safety net.
Yeah, exactly. Built-in protection. Now, let's talk about actually setting up a gold IRA.
Okay.
We talked about custodians before.
Right.
Choosing the right one, it's super important.
Yeah, they're like your partner in all this.
They are. So what do you look for? Transparency, that's number one. They got to be upfront about their fees, how they store your gold, the whole 9 yards.
No surprises.
No surprises. You want to work with a company that's clear, easy to understand. They lay it all out for you. And you want someone with experience.
Right.
They need to know precious metals inside and out, the market, the rules, everything.
So it's like you got to find a specialist.
Exactly. You don't want just anyone handling this. You want an expert.
Yeah.
And of course, security is huge. Make sure they're using those IRS-approved depositories, the ones that are like Fort Knox.
So my gold's safe, no matter what.
Safe and sound. And don't be shy about asking questions. Any good custodian, they'll be happy to answer.
Right. Do your research.
Absolutely. And speaking of research, our free checklist.
Oh, yeah. It's on the website, goldirablueprint.com/exclusive. It walks you through everything you need to know when you're choosing a gold IRA company. Their reputation, fees, storage, customer service, all of it.
That's a great resource.
It is.
So we talked earlier about how not just regular investors, but like central banks,
Right.
they're getting into gold more.
Yeah, they're increasing their holdings. Big time.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's a lot of things. Currencies fluctuating, geopolitical stuff. The world's a little unstable.
Right.
They want to diversify.
Makes sense.
So in a way, they're kind of saying, hey, gold is a good bet.
It's like, they know something we don't.
Maybe, but it definitely influences the market.
Yeah.
Makes gold even more attractive.
It's crazy how, what these big institutions do.
Right.
It affects all of us.
It all ties together.
It's a good reminder that you got to stay informed.
You do.
Pay attention to what's going on in the world if you want to make smart choices. Absolutely.
Yep.
Knowledge is power, right? The more you know, the better you can handle whatever comes your way.
Well said. So let me ask you this. We talked about a lot today.
We did.
The economy, diversification, gold, central banks, the whole shebang.
The whole picture.
Thinking about all that, what role could a gold IRA play in your retirement? Something to think about.
Yeah, really think about it. Your retirement, it's your own. You got to make a plan that works for you, your goals, your risk tolerance. A gold IRA, it might not be for everyone,
Right.
but it's definitely worth looking into when you're trying to build a portfolio that can, handle anything.
Good stuff. Thanks for breaking it all down for us.
My pleasure.
We hope you guys learned a lot today and feel ready to take that next step.
Yeah, your retirement's important.
It is.
Stay informed, stay proactive. That's how you build a good one.
And don't forget goldirablueprint.com/exclusive. That free checklist is waiting for you. Great place to start if you're thinking about a gold IRA. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, and here's to a golden retirement.